Church Mob, I see y'all out there. Got a good one today we're gonna dive into. Who shifted hip-hop culture? Y'all fall in. Let's dive into it. I got a question I want to ask. Who shifted hip-hop culture? Because hip-hop is a foundational Black American. It's a piece of our culture. It was born in our communities. It came from our rhythm, our struggle, our creativity. And if you're being honest, the hypersexualizing of hip-hop was not a thing. That is not an original piece of hip-hop. When you first got the first mainstream tracks, you got Rapper's Delight. And you got that Rapper's Delight in 1979. And it was a party track that was birthed out of disco. I'm gonna show y'all some. It was party.
Yellow, but first I gotta bang bang.
Doing
The
that
boogie to the
booger
boogie, say up jump the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body.
And that's the birth child of hip hop. A disco. I'm sorry. And we got disco out of. We got hip hop out of disco. It was fun. You could dance to it. It's dance driven. It wasn't built around sex. It was more about the party atmosphere. Then you came along Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel, who been doing it in New York in the parks, but they start coming with their mainstream tracks. Then 1982, you get The Message. And when The Message dropped, it changed the trajectory of hip hop, because it showed it was more than just for the clubs. You can actually talk about something on a hip hop track. So I'm gonna show y'all who don't know The Message.
Hey, the places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the number book takers, thugs, pimps, and pushers, and the big money makers, driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s, and you wanna grow up to be just like them. Smugglers.
Message rap. The birth of rap, message rap, and people saw that you can actually put a message in hip hop. And down the line, that got changed into gangster rap, reality rap, but it's all the same. People telling their stories from where they come from, what was going on, where they come from. So yeah, you had Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, EPMD, LL Cool J. Then you start down the line in the late 80s, you get NWA, Parkside Killers, PSK, out of Philly. And you get these different groups. And you also get groups like 2 Live Crew. Now at that time, the people that did get mainstream exposure, they had a regional sound. Everybody's sound didn't sound alike back then. Everybody had their own specific regional sound. That's what made hip hop so unique in the beginning. Nobody was trying to follow the next person. People came with certain rhyme patterns, showed you could slow it down, you could speed it up, hip hop started to evolve. So when you got these different groups, people start blowing up, getting different notoriety. You got 2 Live Crew out of Florida. 2 Live Crew had their place at the time. This is not a diss to them. This is not a backhanded compliment, none of that. But I'm just acknowledging the facts. 2 Live Crew came and sexualized. That was their gimmick. Booty shaking on stage, sexual lyrics. That was the gimmick for them. And you know, we all know about the case. The federal government, the government came for them, tried to lock them up and, you know, shut them up. And I'm not knocking Luke. Like I say, 2 Live Crew had a place in this time. We all heard it coming up, growing up in the 90s. We heard Don't Stop, Pop That, and all that. But it was equal. I'm not even going to say equal, because Luke was in his own lane back then. There wasn't a whole lot of that going on. You know, Atlanta started coming up once Luke popularized it. You had the people out of Atlanta making that type of music. But let me play this for the people that's not familiar with the 2 Live Crew situation.
2 Live Crew leader Luther Campbell greets fellow band members making a late return from Sunday's concert in Phoenix. One of them, Mark Ross, plans to turn himself in to sheriff's deputies. Along with Campbell, he'll be the 3rd band member to be charged with violating a law that prohibits people from knowingly participating in an obscene show. This following a Sunday morning performance at a Hollywood club and a ruling by a federal judge that the lyrics on the album, As Nasty as They Want to Be, are obscene. Campbell says he thought the ruling applied only to the sale of the album.
We thought it was the selling of the product too. I mean, we went on Miami Beach and did a show that night. We didn't go to jail. We went to Broward County and did a show, earlier show, and that night, next thing you know, we was going to jail.
Campbell is free on a $100 bond. At the airport, he lashed out at Sheriff Navarro.
It is a lot of popularity for him. You know, I guess next election, you know, the taxpayers of Broward County know what this guy's doing with their money.
But Navarro calls the music audio pollution.
I think that if we are always concerned about our ecology and about pollution, I think this is nothing but verbal pollutants. And if we can get rid of this verbal pollution, why not? I think it would be better for all involved, and it will help our ecology too.
Shout out to him. We don't want ambition to get mad.
Campbell told me he does have a social conscience. He says he's concerned about the image he projects amid the criticism of the obscenities he uses in concert. Some people say you ought to be a better role model for youngsters. What do you say about that?
I am a better role model. See, that's for people who already know my music and know the other artists that's on my label.
Ask this performer about his daughter and the raunchy music.
My daughter?
No.
My daughter listens to the clean version.
If convicted of the charges, Luther Campbell and his band members could face up to a year in prison and fines of up to $1,000. But Campbell's attorney says he'll fight the charges. In Miami, Peter.
So yeah, I played that for the people that weren't familiar with the situation. And that's not a knock to Luke now, 2 Live Crew, because like I say, it was a place for that in the 90s. It wasn't, the market wasn't over flooded with that type of rap. It was more of a regional thing. Everybody had their regional sounds at the time. So yeah, from 82 to what, that had to be like 88, 89. A matter of 6 years, you know, that was introduced. Because like I say, we went from the message. People started to see, okay, you could do a little bit more with hip hop. You could talk about something. And you got different artists from different parts of the country who put their twist on it. And that was the Miami twist. So yeah, they got their national attention, hit the scene, that started spreading. That was their whole thing, having the chicks up there in the bikinis popping, going crazy. We know the lyrics was whoa. You know what they was talking about. And that was their gimmick for the time, to go along with the Miami bass sound, which it made sense. That's why it was able to get traction and it went as far as it went. But the graphic sexual content became the front and center. It became the visuals. It was the branding. It was a spectacle. So yeah, that's why I wanted to bring that up. So that's why I say if hip hop is a foundational Black American creation, which we know it is, that comes from our culture, how did we get to this point? Well, it was the shift, and I feel like this was the shift with 2 Live Crew. And I got another clip I'm gonna play for y'all, because if you don't believe me, it ain't nothing like getting it from the horse's mouth.
Anybody that's running around shaking their ass, male rap is on some bullshit right now. I'm sorry. The females are winning. They're doing everything that I did. I'm still waiting for these girls to send me a fucking check. I need a check from Ice Spice, who turned her ass around and dropping it like it's hot and doo-doo browning. I need a check from her. I need a check from Sexy Red. That Red, my friend. My man Stan. Shots out to Stan. Stan the man. I don't need a check from him. That's my dog. That's his record company. All the fucking girls, Megan Thee Stallion, anybody that's running around shaking their ass, talking about pussy and dick on the record, y'all need to send me a check. Send me a check.
So that's straight from the horse's mouth. You don't believe me. So yeah, I believe they grew organically. It was an organic Miami sound, and it spread. I'm not knocking them. It was a place and time for that. And everybody across the country wasn't trying to sound like 2 Live Crew. So it was a place and it was time for their sound. And it traveled. And I feel like that made people more comfortable. And why am I bringing this up? People might be thinking. Because I just want to let you know, like, Luther Campbell is not from our culture. He's from a Caribbean background. Yeah, we had artists like Salt and Pepper back in the 80s that might, have I'm sorry, you guys. They might have some sexy lyrics, some seductive lyrics, but you would have to buy the album and go buy and dive into the album and listen to the deep album cuts to find those. That wasn't the single. See, 2 Live Crew, their singles was crazy like that. Their videos, that was their whole thing. You wasn't seeing that until after 2 Live Crew. Then you start seeing the Death Row videos. Then you get I Get Around video with the ladies everywhere. That wasn't really that wasn't our imagery. And then further down the line, you get a Notorious B.I.G. from a Jamaican background. Lil' Kim has said it. It's on record. She said he was the one that wanted to push that image. So we just connecting the dots. We have others that's in our culture, and they have shifted our culture. They have they brought their different cultures and inserted it into our culture. And we see down the line, notice how we got here. So I just wanted to throw it out there. I'll let the church mob. And y'all give me y'all thoughts. Do you guys feel like other cultures coming into our culture, do you guys feel like that they shifted the narrative? And that's how we got all this sex rap today? Let me know y'all thoughts. And if you fuck with the church mob, and hit that comments, like, share, subscribe. And I'm gonna be back to y'all soon. We probably do something a little later this evening. Church.